Hola mi compadres, Brian the Bold here, and today I have some gameplay of Star Wars Battlefront. And actually, this was a gameplay a while back, this is not recently, that I actually got a good, well not a KDO, but like, it was a really good game. I barely died a lot, and I just got a lot of kills, which was really great, so... this is practically unedited, so I apologize if it takes a while for me to spawn in, but I think it's kind of rare when I spawn in, but you know. But also, another news that I do not have PS Plus anymore, so do not expect any Battlefront gameplay or Call of Duty gameplay or anything like that yet, because I do not have PS Plus yet, but I will get it later. So I will I don't know what I'm going to need to do to get more of that stuff, so I'm gonna figure it out. But for now, I will not have any because my subscription ran out, and so just to let y'all know that I don't have any PS Plus stuff. So don't expect anything unless like Board of Tanks or War Thunder, whatever doesn't require the games like that. But I also wanted to talk about today, and today was a little different from any other day because it's changing. It was changing. It was again different from anywhere else. It was eye-opening for me because a lot of things happened, and it was just very interesting to actually see this actually happening because I never saw anything ever happen like this before in my life, except only a few times, but it was just so great. So great. I mean, it was just different. It was great. I felt so many things that I really haven't felt before, and I just felt really awful about it. But I also felt happy about it because I realized that I can actually do something very important because, you know, um, I never really saw myself to change, but now I actually see that it's possible for me to actually do it. Because today was very emotional because for those of you who goes to Briarwood, but for those of you who don't, let me cue you in some news. A teacher recently in my school died due to some failures in his body. The news was, you know, was I'm forgetting my words right now, but it was just rapid and it was sudden. They said um, he was in the hospital and he was having some troubles, and he was going to need some surgery. So they removed his leg, but that wasn't enough to save his life. But before that, they almost lost him, and they thankfully revived him. But it wasn't enough because even though they revived him and they did everything that they could to save him, it wasn't really, um, you know, that much to save him from death. And it was very sad at my school to see a lot of people sad as well, because feelings. And it never really registered with me until yesterday and today, because I barely knew Mr. Glass. I've seen him up at stage. He was a very good science teacher. So I've heard. Even though it's a little bit more difficult when it comes to sheets, I've heard like he's given like 7th graders high honors sheets. But I guess that's one of his quirks that was loved by many. But sadly, he died. And it brought such a great awakening in my school that like I wouldn't see a lot of people, but not a lot of people, but like thousands of people. Well, my school isn't that big, but a lot of people joined up and just praised and worshipped and just um, got together to mourn of his death, you know. And I thought that was really great. I never really participated in them, until today, in a fast where you don't eat and you just go and praise. I ate, and I got there just in time before it ended, and I did some songs, and then it was just very inspirational for me to actually see my school, for once, show its true colors. Well, not true colors. The colors it should be showing. Because it was just fantastic. It was mind-blowing for me. And then the service came. And for those of you who don't know what I do for Wednesdays, well, starting now for Wednesdays, is to go to a little, what's it called? A little service, church service. That was really good. That was really good. The subject was, they did a series called, what was it called? I forgot the name of it by now. Outlook? Not Outlook, it's, Outbreak, or Undone. Undone, that's it. Undone. And for those of you who know your Bible, or just know the basics, many of you may know Peter, and how he wept when he rejected Jesus. Because Jesus said to him that he would reject him 3 times before the crow, or was it reject him 3 times and the crow would, you know, cock-a-doodle-doo. And sure enough, that happened. And after Peter rejected him 3 times, not a crow, but a rooster crowed. That's what I meant to say. Not a crow crowed. No, a rooster crowed. And Peter realized that what Jesus said was actually true, and he began to cry because he rejected Jesus. And after he died, he rose from the dead and then confronted Peter and had a talk with him. And he asked him, Peter, do you love me? He said, yes, God, I love you. And he says, feed my sheep. He asks him again. And he's like, Peter, do you love me? And he says, yes, Lord, I do. And then he says, tend my sheep. And so he asks him one more time. And he asks him, Peter, do you love me? This is Jesus saying this. Peter, do you love me? And Peter just begins to grieve, and he feels guilty because he knows what Jesus is doing. He's doing exactly what the opposite of what Peter did. Instead of rejecting Peter, he's giving him forgiveness. He's giving his forgiveness to him. That he's giving him an opportunity to be forgiven. And thankfully, Peter did. And that's pretty much the story, you know. And it was just really great. It really was. I mean, after that, they told us a lot of things, and I was just like, you know, really touched by it. And my only hopes is that this is not just an emotional experience, but a legitimate experience, because it's about time that I do some changes in my life. There's not a lot of good things in my life that I'll be proud to say out in public, I'll tell you that right now, but those things need to change, and I am not afraid to say that. Things need to be changed, because if they don't, then, you know, what's the point of me saying what I'm saying and not making a difference? Because if you're a Christian, you make a change. There's change in you, because when you become one, you are born again, and there needs to be change in you, because there should be a noticeable change in you. Many people would like to argue that there is change in me, or there's no change. I would be the people who were 50-50, who say, I'm changed, and sometimes like, I'm not changed, I'm like anyone else. And just would break down, you know. So I would just, you know, do that. But today was different. It really opened up my eyes for this, and I was just really touched. And went in the bathroom, took a bath, and I just kind of broke down and just prayed heavily to God. I first prayed silently, but I felt like that wasn't really working. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing both, but I just felt like it would be more effective if I spoke out loud. And I did that for a couple of minutes, or it felt like around 30 minutes. I'm not sure, but it was for a while. And I just really felt the need to continue, and I just did. And it was really good. It was really good. I really did enjoy it. And for those of you who are, like me, my situation, then my suggestion to you is just, pray. He's listening. He's listening. I mean, there's I would say a conclusion, like a breakthrough thing in my life that I've needed to learn that should have already registered with me a long time ago, is that God picks me up and He gets me moving. That realization really got me thinking, and I was very, very proud. But overall, it was just a really good experience, just a really great one. And it got me, again, like I have to say, because I kind of had to stop because the clip almost was over. So, yeah, it gave me a realization that God picked me up and gets me moving. Because, like, I've always was like, oh, I'm not gonna do anything, that I'm just gonna stay here and die, worthless, not gonna do anything right. But I realized that in reality, this really does happen, that God picks me up from my struggle and He gets me moving. Even when I don't want to move, He gets me moving. Because He knows that I have the ability to get moving. And sometimes I say to Him repeatedly, no, God, I don't want to move. I just want to stay here. He gets me moving. Sure, sometimes He gives me some space. He never lets me stay idle forever. He always gets me moving. And that, I must say, I am very grateful for that. I am just very pleased to see that God has not given up on me. And I should never even consider that. But I did. And that was my fault and my problem. That I thought that God left me. But in reality, He hasn't left me. He hasn't left anyone. He's always been with us. Always. The things that I thought were true were just lies from the enemy. Lies that just brought me down. And I know so many people who go to the school but reject him. Or just think of him as some guy who doesn't let people have fun. Now, that is, I'm afraid, I can't really say it's true, but in some eyes it's true because, let's give an example. Drinking, I mean, that's fun, right? No. I mean, it brings brokenness in so many people's hearts. So, it doesn't say strictly in the Bible not to drink, because there are a lot of accounts of, people drinking. But when it comes to getting drunk, that becomes a big problem, because there's so many problems with that, especially when people under the age of 21. In my state, you have to be 21 to drink. Under the age, they drink under the influence. It's just a big problem because they get just a big problem, and they can't stop. And a lot of them might say, oh, I can stop by myself. There's no problem with that. But in reality, it's hard. Because we are made of flesh, and flesh is sinful. There's nothing to it. Flesh is it's not simple. It's sinful. That's a reality. Let's not be ignorant. Let's all say it together, okay? So, flesh is sinful. So that means humans are sinful. We're not perfect. So don't even think that a person that you think that's like, oh, he's fantastic, is perfect, because you're going to be very let down very quickly, because I will say it every single day that nobody's perfect. That was my mistake, and I just paid for it. I literally paid for it. But you know what? I learned from my mistakes, and I'm not going to let it happen again. I will never say that a person is perfect, because nobody is ever perfect. Only Jesus. Only Jesus. Anyone else? No. Definitely not. Absolutely not. So, it was just a good day. It really was. So I apologize that I'm, doing all this, but I just needed to get this off my chest. I could have done a vlog, but you know, I wanted to give for those who want to, you know, want to be preached, and then those who just wants to see some gameplay. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the gameplay as well, because I worked pretty hard at this, you know, because these were 2 games back to back that was just like really good, because I barely died and I got a lot of points from it. But you know, so I just had to get it off my chest, and I apologize for those of you who don't like to be preached, or just, you know, don't even accept God. And I have to say, I'm sorry for y'all. I really am. I'm just really am sorry. If there's anything that I can do for you, do not hesitate to send me a message. I'm always here. If I'm not, then I apologize. I want to be sincere. I'm always here for you guys. I love you guys. Again, I'm not perfect, and I'm not going to answer everyone's questions, because I will not always be there. But I want to be there. And when I am, I will answer your question the best of my ability. If I can't, I will either seek help to get an answer that you want to hear, or what you don't want to hear, because, you know, the truth sometimes hurts. Well, practically the truth hurts. And if I can't do that myself, I will just direct you to someone who has a better way to say it, and, you know, and hopefully that works out. But do know that I'm here, and I will not forsake you. No matter who you are, I will not forsake you. I will try not to. And if I do, I want to say I am so sorry that I've done that to you, and I've hurt you, and I want to say I'm sorry, and I know how it feels like to have someone who you feel like you can trust, and just turns around and stabs you in the back. I know how that feels. It feels really bad. Really bad. You can't trust anyone after that. I mean, honestly. After a few days, or a month, even a year, you can't even trust anyone, because you literally got broken. You were stabbed in the back from someone you thought you can trust, but obviously that wasn't the case. So I want to try my best to not be that person, and try to get y'all's trust with me, because I really want that. So thank you guys for listening to my rambles, and for my you know, just letting me get off my chest. You guys don't have to watch this, obviously. You guys don't. You guys don't. I just wanted to really get this off my chest, and give you the guys the news that I didn't have PS Plus. Oh, and also another news. You know, pretty much done with that. Another news as well. EA released a some more patches, not patches, but more news on the Outer Rim DLC that's coming out this March, I think. And it looks pretty good. I mean, we got Greedo and Nib Nub. I think I keep pronouncing his name incorrectly, I think, but it's the Soliston that was in the Millennium Falcon with Lando Calrissian, and he's one of the heroes. And 2 weapons, I think, are coming, and some star cards, and some star traits, I think, or just regular cards. You know, the ones are on top, the 2 on the sides, and then 1 on the top. And 2 maps, obviously, I think. And a new game mode that's called Extraction. And Extraction sounds really interesting. I mean, really interesting. So, I'm going to be excited for it. And hopefully, my birthday's coming up next Friday. So, hopefully that's going to be good. And I will be able to get not only the DLC, but microphone that I really desperately need. And and the Division. And hopefully you guys will like that as well. Oh, and also, the Uncharted beta is coming out this 4th, so I'm really gonna try to get a PSN subscription for another 3 months. I really gotta try to get that, so I can get over everything, you know, so, and hopefully get all that stuff. So hopefully that's gonna work out. And again, thank you guys for listening. I really do appreciate for all of you who truly listen and truly care. I thank you, everyone. And really, again, I must completely be honest with you and say thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for all your support. And also, we hit 190 subscribers, so that's great. There's a lot of people now in the community. But this isn't the special video that I usually do. I actually have something planned as well, so, if you remember from the last special, I said that after 200, it's going to be a while until I do a special. So, probably don't expect one after 210, because I probably won't do that. And I apologize for those of you who are excited for that. But I will do a video for 90, 190, and 200. Obviously 200, that's a big milestone. So, hopefully that's going to work out. So, thank you everyone for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a like, support that red garden. And this is Brian the Bold signing out. Stay bold out there. Ciao. I love y'all.